He was unalive for over an hour and they had to shock his heart 15 times to bring him back to life after his heart stopped during a football match and he collapsed to the ground. This is the incredible story of Fabrice Muamba. In one of his interviews, he explained that he actually felt completely fine in himself, and the next thing he knew, he was on the ground. He didn't really know what had happened. Now, in his case, which is similar to other footballers who've collapsed during football matches, I recently made videos about Christian Eriksen and Tom Lockyer as well. The CPR, the defibrillator, they were all started very early. Unlike the other two, they were only in cardiac arrest for a couple of minutes. In Fabrice Muamba's case, it was well over an hour. It was 78 minutes. And in that time, they used the defibrillator 15 times, which is a lot of electrical energy. And whilst the CPR was being carried out on the pitch, in an absolutely incredible turn of events, there just so happened to be a doctor in the stands watching the football as a fan on that day. But not just any doctor, he was actually a consultant cardiologist. Dr. Dina was actually allowed onto the pitch to help with the CPR that was happening. In one of the articles that I was reading, apparently it was Dr. Dina who made the decision to go to the London Chest Hospital, which is a heart specialist center, as opposed to going to the closest hospital. That was probably a critical decision in Muamba's case, even though the heart specialist unit was a bit further, they decided to go there straight away. And of course, in his case, his CPR was successful and he remains well to this day. But importantly, in his case, we know why he had the cardiac arrest in the first place. This was due to a condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. It is a genetic condition and it can mean the heart muscle is a bit thicker than it should be, which can disturb the normal electrical function of the heart. But also in some cases, that thickness can also narrow the outlet that allows the blood to flow around the rest of the body. So you can imagine if you put those two things together and you put that heart under a lot of stress, like running around for 90 minutes in a football game, that can cause cardiac arrest. He was in a shockable rhythm called ventricular fibrillation, which is just chaotic electrical energy around the heart. But it also means you can use a defibrillator to try and shock the heart back into a normal rhythm. A big positive thing that came out of all of this is that he's been campaigning for CPR to be taught in schools and for defibrillators to become more widely available in public places. You don't have to worry about knowing how to read an ECG or knowing which rhythms are shockable or non-shockable in a cardiac arrest, because a lot of the defibrillators, once the pads are on, it will analyze the rhythm and it will tell you whether a shock is advised or a shock is not advised. Any questions, leave them down in the comments below.